Good day, everyone. Today is Easter Sunday. Here's a reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. On the first day of the week, Mary of Magdala came to the tomb early in the morning while it was still dark, and saw the stone removed from the tomb. So she ran and went to Simon Peter and to the other disciple whom Jesus loved, and told them, "They have taken the Lord from the tomb, and we don't know where they put him." So Peter and the other disciple went out and came to the tomb. They both ran, but the other disciple ran faster than Peter and arrived at the tomb first. He bent down and saw the burial cloths there, but did not go in. When Simon Peter arrived after him, he went into the tomb and saw the burial cloths there, and the cloth that had covered his head, not with the burial cloths, but rolled up in a separate place. Then the other disciple also went in, the one who had arrived at the tomb first. And he saw and believed, for they did not yet understand the scripture that he had to rise from the dead. The Gospel of the Lord. So, Easter, we all know what it's about. It's about the resurrection, and it's about Jesus rising from the dead, coming back to life after being put to death. In a pretty thorough manner, I might add. It's not like he just got shot, like in the movie Quick and the Dead, and the doctor says, "Oh yeah, there's no way this person's going to live," and everyone believes him, because he's a doctor. This one, there was no doubt whatsoever that his body was dead. It was as dead could be. But yet he rose from the dead. Now, the important thing about the Christ is not as much that he was crucified. What that did was got rid of our sin, but that he rose from the dead. Because if someone else had gotten crucified and they did not rise from the dead, first of all, there would have been no proof that that was the Christ. In fact, that would not have been the Christ. Because many people have been crucified, and all those other people being crucified did absolutely nothing to remove our sin. But when Christ got crucified, he was brought back from the dead, which can only happen if somebody is the Christ or the Messiah, which is precisely why a guard was assigned to the tomb to make sure the stone did not get rolled away. Well, as you know, the stone got rolled away, and the rest is history. So, believe what you want. But that is what I believe. Another point related to that is that you think of your own life, and there are going to be times when you feel slighted. There are going to be times when you feel left out, or you just feel like a dead duck, or you just don't, you feel like things are just not going well, and you just feel like people just want to kick you when you're down. They want to give you unsolicited advice on how to live your life just because things are not going well for you. They think you don't know anything. They say, "You're still single. What's wrong with you? Why can't you find a boyfriend or a girlfriend? Or why don't you just go to seminary already? You're single. How old are you again?" Things like that. And people seem to think that it's okay to talk to someone like that just because things are not going well for them. And if you're on the receiving end of that, the thing is, bear in mind that for every Good Friday, there is always an Easter Sunday. There is never a time when Easter is never coming. For every Good Friday you experience, there's always an Easter Sunday. It's hard to think of it that way when you're experiencing the Good Friday in your life, be it just a bad weekend where things did not go well for you, or be it more long-term thing where you're always answering nagging questions about why you're single, or why your career always seems to be in transition, or something like that. Longer-term things too. So whatever a Good Friday is in your life, or whatever Good Fridays you're experiencing in life, bear in mind that there's always an Easter Sunday to follow. It's not easy to think of it that way when you're experiencing the low points, but just remember that Easter Sunday's always coming around, and it's I remember a fellow on a men's retreat I was on one time. The priest actually told us that you think of those dark times in your life, those times of difficulty, as being a dark spot on the wall. Now, when you're living during those times, it's like your face is pressed up against the wall and all you see is the dark spot. It looks like nothing before or after it was anything but that dark spot. But when you look at the big picture, when you back up a little bit, you realize that all it was exactly that, a spot. So that's just something to keep in mind for Easter, is that it's just like your own life. In the grand scheme of things, those difficulties are really just like that dark spot on the wall. And for every Good Friday, there's always an Easter Sunday. And there was actually a time when I was thinking of cutting off this blog, and I'm still not sure how long I'm going to have this thing going for. Because when I was experiencing a few technical difficulties a few weeks ago, I was actually seriously considering cutting this thing off right after Easter, thinking, okay, I've done my chore and that's it for me. I've had enough. But I did find a way around some of those technical difficulties. So I might go for a little bit longer. I don't know how much longer, because it's not the same as when I was starting it. I might take it all the way until just before Advent this year, and then that'll make 2 full liturgical years, liturgical year of 2012, and then this current one, 2013. Obviously, those of you following me on Facebook might recall my videos that I put up directly on Facebook during the Lenten season back in 2011. Now, obviously, I was a little burnt out after that, and I decided not to do anything further until Advent came around in December of 2011. So that was kind of the beginning of things, and for me, back in 2011, that was a time of healing, because things had not gone well at all the year before. And even a couple of years before that, things were in pretty bad shape. So for me, 2011, especially the Lenten season, was a time of healing. But the thing is, now things in my life are quite a bit different than they were back in 2011. So I'm not sure if this is really something that's my calling. 'Cause part of my purpose here was to try to reach out to people who have either been away from the faith or are curious about the faith, basically reaching out to outsiders, trying to appeal to them and relate to them in a way. It's like outreach. And frankly, I don't even know if I convinced a single person to attend Mass who had not attended Mass in a while. I don't even know if I'd managed to accomplish that, quite honestly. Yeah, I'm really not so sure about that. I think most of my followers are people who attend Mass regularly, just like me. And, I'd like to think that maybe an outsider somewhere was really curious and maybe saw things differently after seeing my blog, after either reading it or listening to me speak about it. And maybe they decided to attend Mass just out of curiosity, and who knows where it went from there. But I'm not really sure if it worked out that way, but we'll have to see. But anyway, since Lent is over, I think the rest of my entries, all for the next several months anyway, my plan is the next several months until Advent is to stick with written entries. I only do these videos for Advent and Lent. So you won't be seeing me again for a bit, or at all, but at least you'll be able to read what I write. And then we'll see how far this goes. I might even cut it off at my birthday in the summer and be like, whatever, it's new year, it's time to hang it up with the blog and call it quits. But we'll see. I do plan on coming back for Divine Mercy Sunday, so next Sunday. But that will be a written entry. That will not be a video. So anyway, I hope you all have a blessed Easter season, and in case I don't see you again, have a nice life, and keep on reading until I decide to stop writing. And I guess that's it. Peace out.